Hi there, welcome to Seasons Change. My name is Luann. Well, if you love the taste of a good meatloaf, but you feel like it just makes too much, well, I've got a recipe for you today. Well, like I said, if you like the taste of a good homemade meatloaf, but you feel like it just makes way too much, then today's recipe is just for you because it's going to be just the right amount for two.
Okay, let's get started by going over the ingredients list. And first we're going to go over all of the ingredients that are necessary for the meatloaf itself. And that's going to be 1 egg, half a cup of breadcrumbs, half of a chopped onion, 1 pound of lean hamburger, 1/4 cup of milk, a half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of pepper, half a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, half a tablespoon of tomato paste, and 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. After I show you how to assemble the meatloaf, then we'll go over the ingredients for the topping. For now, the very first step in assembling the meatloaf is a very easy one. You're just going to take your hamburger and all of the other ingredients and mix them together in a large bowl. Now, most of you may already know that the true secret to a good homemade meatloaf is to push up those sleeves and get in there with your bare hands. Now, once you have all of the ingredients combined well, go ahead and transfer that to a well-greased casserole dish or loaf pan. And then you're just going to take your hands or a wooden spoon and shape that into a loaf. I personally like to spread my meatloaf out a little thinner than what most people do because I love a good meat to gooey topping ratio. Now, speaking of topping, let's go over those ingredients. You will need a 1/4 cup of ketchup, 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, and half a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. And feel very free to double this up if you'd like. To make this delicious sauce, you're going to combine the ketchup, brown sugar, and Worcestershire sauce in a small saucepan and bringing it to a boil for 2 to 3 minutes. Once your sauce is thick and bubbly, you're going to pour half of the sauce over the meatloaf. Bake your meatloaf in the oven at 400 degrees for 30 minutes and then remove it from the oven. Now, I take a few minutes here to go ahead and remove some of the grease that has formed around the sides. If you have this in a loaf pan, you may not have to do this. Now we're going to add the second half of the sauce and then bake it for another 45 minutes. The internal temperature of the loaf should reach 160 degrees when it's fully cooked. As we're finishing up the meatloaf, I want to go ahead and add that making mini loaves or muffin tin portions is also a great freezer option. You can use this same recipe to make about 18 muffins. To make these mini meatloaves, just set your temperature at 350 for about 25 minutes, and then when they're finished, just add about 2 teaspoons of sauce to each one. Kids love the smaller portions, and they make a great weekend lunch.
Well, there you have it, a meatloaf that's perfect for two. And you just might have a few leftovers for sandwiches the next day too. I hope that you get to try it, and I would love to hear in the comments if you do. And before I let you go, I just want to remind you that to be sure and check the description box below, because that's where you're going to find the recipe, other channel information, and links to other videos. Also, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I hope that you'll just take a few minutes to do so now. Thanks again for stopping by. I look forward to seeing you in my next video, and until then, remember to always stay strong, stay safe, and be prepared. Bye.